In the last month, we have seen Nebraska really come together and become that Nebraska Strong, where we have people from all over the nation coming and bringing in donations to our producers that have lost animals, that have lost all of their fencing. Folks from all sides of the United States have been here to help support our Nebraska farmers and ranchers, and it's been truly appreciated.
Kristen Kam of the Nebraska Department of Agriculture has been working closely with flood response since the day that everything happened.
As you can imagine, it was a little bit hectic here for the last couple of weeks especially. The Nebraska Emergency Operations Center was opened by our Nebraska Emergency Management Agency. Our JIC, our Joint Information Center, was also opened. So we had staff in both of those locations dealing with disaster response.
Megan Schaefer of the Nebraska Farm Bureau Foundation has her own perspective while working closely with the floods.
It's been crazy to think about everything that's happened from Thursday when the flood happened and we met to say, should we activate the disaster relief fund, from a bunch of people around a table saying, do we have the capacity to help in an effective way? Will there be needs that will be unmet if we don't activate this fund? And then making that decision to invest the time and energy and resources to do that. It all happened very, very quickly.
Kristen and Megan tell us what things were like in the office after disaster struck our state.
In the beginning, the farmers that had the largest impacts were very emotional, and as they should have been. We worked with them to try to figure out what exactly it was that they needed, how we could best help them, whether that was getting hay to their animals on an airboat or via a National Guard helicopter and doing hay drops. Here at the office, we had a wonderful team of our staff that were working the 800 number that we had provided producers and those with donations, taking calls in of producers that needed hay, producers that needed fencing materials, to drivers that were dropping loads of hay and helping route them to where the greatest needs were at that point in time.
It changed my job 100%, so probably about 100% of my time has been on flood relief for the last 3 weeks. And that really for 2 weeks meant answering the phone, coming in and answering the phone all day, every day. And it was pretty intense, but it was really, it was just encouraging, because for every phone call that I received with somebody crying and really needing assistance, the next phone call then would be somebody saying, I want to help. My focus has been the Disaster Relief Fund. We've raised about $1.9 million so far, kind of, I think, surprised everyone. One thing important to note is that 100% of those funds will be returned to Nebraskans in need. And now it's a matter of getting that out to the right people.
Megan and Kristen tell us what's to come in the future and have an important message to share with those affected.
It's a steep uphill climb, I think. You know that commodity prices are low. Land prices had not come down prior to this. Cash rent prices had not come down prior to this. Balance sheets were looking a little tough for folks already. I think the long-term impact, it's not good, and that's why all these relief efforts are so important. And they're not only important financially, but they're important. You know, we've been monitoring and talking about the mental health aspect of this disaster a lot. And if Nebraska Farm Bureau, our staff, our members can let people know that you're not alone, we care, you're part of a bigger community that cares about you, I think that's important, because I don't think this is going away in weeks or months. I think this is something we're going to be dealing with for years.
I want producers to first and foremost know that it is okay to ask for help, whether that is in the form of fencing or hay products or even mental help. It is okay to ask for help, and please reach out and ask for help. For the folks that are looking to make donations, I'd encourage you to go to the nda.nebraska.gov website and check out our latest resource page. Find out where our drop locations are and what they're most in need of. And if you want to make a monetary donation, go ahead and reach out to the Nebraska Farm Bureau, the Nebraska Cattlemen, or the Nebraska Farmers Union and make those monetary donations. They're taking applications from producers right now, so producers, go ahead and reach out to those individual organizations as well and see what assistance is available.
It's been a really inspiring experience for me. Not only that people care about Nebraska, just that people care, you know. You can read a lot of crappy things on the news today about incivility and and the divide, and I haven't seen one bit of that. I have not heard one person say they wanted to help a Democrat or a Republican, in need. They just want to help people in need, and it's been pretty wonderful.